Hello everyone and welcome to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host Rob Bentley and thanks for tuning in. On today's show we'll recap all the winning the Ferris State Bulldogs have done. Football, volleyball, and women's soccer all continuing their regular season win streaks. We'll start with Bulldog football and joined by head coach Tony Annese. And Coach, first of all, welcome. Congratulations on the Bulldog victory.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a great weekend to be a Bulldog.
This past Saturday night, the Anchor Bone Classic down at Leber Stadium in Allendale. Great crowd on hand, big-time environment. Talk about your team's performance, a 61-24 victory.
Yeah, first with the environment and the way our young men approach that environment. I just credit them for almost having the mindset that they're just going to take it all in. Because sometimes I think young men and those kind of environments, they might have a little stage fright or it might be intimidating, but our guys just love that environment. And we had a great environment the week before at Ferris, so we're just, right now playing at a high level. Our energy level is great, and although we make some mistakes here and there, our guys are giving great effort, which ultimately is what matters the most in being a college football player.
Not only did Grand Valley have a great crowd, but before we get into the highlights, a great group of Bulldog fans on the road supporting the team.
First time, I walked into that stadium, and it's the first time I felt like, wow, we're away, and we've got this many people. And so as Grand Valley took the field first, of course, they're going nuts for the Grand Valley players. But then when we rolled in and going towards our bench, there was a sea of red over there just supporting us. And just means the world to us. And then obviously at the end of the game, there was only red there, and that's awesome. That's the second time that's happened for us.
As we get into the highlights, Grand Valley comes in with some confidence after a win over Ohio Dominican, but your team jumps out in front early as we'll see the game's first score going to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's a feeling out process right away to figure out what they're doing. And we started out right away with the bubble, which really was a good play. We didn't know if it would be, but Antonio rolled some things off. We punted it down. Trevor punted down to the 2. On the very first play, they took a shot, and Troy Smith got a pick there. And we threw another bubble here for a couple yards, and then Jason takes it in here on this play for their early lead.
Jason again, 500 yards total offense, 6 touchdowns in the game, earning GLIAC Player of the Week honors. Talk about his performance.
We haven't thrown it that much since I've been here. To throw it for as many times as we threw it, and for as much we threw it 4 yards wise by him. Pretty incredible. But the key to the game, I thought, was our defense. This is Kurt Spencer breaking off one long run, but they had 35 yards of rushing for the game, and we really contained that aspect, made them one-dimensional, and that was, I thought, the key.
Grand Valley takes a 10-7 lead, but you mentioned it right there. The defense steps up, starts making some plays, and offensively, you continue to roll here in the second quarter.
Yeah, Antonio had a great game, but they just left some guys that are key speed and space guys open for us there. Shaq makes a great catch, and Jason put it on him. And under duress, they brought a lot of heat, and so we did a nice job. And then we were starting to get to their quarterback a little bit, and you're going to see a lot of bubble screens here because that was kind of the thing that they left for us to be able to attack. Then we took a shot here, and we got Lamp on a post and went ahead for good.
Lamp went into the end zone for his first touchdown of the year. Great to have him back as a senior.
Yeah, it is. He's a great player, and it just gives us the the versatility to have a lot of threats with Lamp, and then here's another threat. Jaleel Cantu did this twice, almost scored on a punt return here, and then took one back here later. You'll see it on film, and we made a mistake here. Antonio got caught up, and we threw an interception, but our defense answered right away. That's Marquise Dawsey getting a sack, and we were able to pressure their quarterback most of the night. Another bubble to Jawan Pollock, and so we were able to just really expose them on the perimeter of their defense.
Got a couple big field goals here late in the half to push the lead to 10 at halftime. Talk about special teams.
Nate was great. Nate made a 45-yarder and a 39-yarder there. We get the ball back on a kickoff. The big talk was how would we hang on special teams. We won the special teams battle. Our punt receive team almost scored twice. We kicked 2 field goals. PAT was perfect until the end. And, we had, I told my long snapper he got tired of snapping in that game. But getting Kenny back was huge. There was a big catch for him. He's a 6'6" guy that can go up and get it. And then here's Jalil's. We just scored. Jason scored, and then Jalil takes it back. Grand Valley goes 3 and out, and Jalil takes it all the way back to the 9, and then we score on the very next play, and really that sealed it.
Those 2 touchdowns towards the end of the third quarter pushes the lead up. You're over 40 points, and from there you were able to get some other guys some playing time. They really stepped in.
Yeah, we're 41 there through in the third quarter, and they're we get them hitting the back again. That's just 3-man pressure, and we have 41, and in the fourth quarter we hit Kenny on a back shoulder fade. So we have 48 early in the fourth quarter, and we got a lot of guys to play.
What does a win like that mean for your program? Obviously, just the second win of the season, but what does it do in terms of building confidence for the rest of the year?
Well, we're a confident group. You can just see the confidence as we go to a venue like that and just have, I call it the swag to really play the way you need to play in those situations. And I want them to relish in those opportunities. I don't want them to feel any kind of pressure or anything of that sort. And so it means a lot just to keep our confidence high. But at the end of the day, they only count one, and that's the end of that one. We all feel good about what we achieved, but we got to continue to grow and go to that practice field and be determined to be better.
You get your 4th straight win over Grand Valley State, but you come back at home this week, homecoming against Saginaw Valley. What have you seen out of the Cardinals?
It's just early in our evaluation, but they've struggled a little bit. They're 0-3, but I think Coach Collins is doing a good job with them. They played Tech really tough on Saturday, and so they're making some progress, and we got to be really ready for them to come here and fight hard.
What does it mean to get a victory on homecoming with so many alums expected to be back this weekend?
Well, first off, last Saturday night was like, and there were so many former players back, and so many just Ferris loyal Ferris, former students and community members and all that stuff. So it was great, and I think our fan base is building, and let's just hope we do it again on Saturday. I think people are just loving to come back now because we're playing an exciting brand of football, and people feel a sense of loyalty to us, and that's awesome.
Certainly not to look ahead, but you've got this homecoming matchup, then you're on the road for a couple weeks. Really the only chance here maybe for a few weeks for some fans to get out to a game.
Yeah, it's going to be warm, so come out because you never know in October, but this is our last September game. It's a great opportunity to come out and support us, and I'd love to see us bring a bigger crowd than we had last week.
You had that week 1 win over Northwood, made some progress going into week 2, and talk about what it takes to make progress again and continuing to build as the year goes on.
Offensively, I think that our O-line just has to really just, there's a couple guys there, that have to grow, namely, our young redshirt freshman that's playing for us a lot. He's a giant, he's 6'8", 325 pounds. He's got a lot of skill. He's got to grow. Jordan Williams, who's a Missouri transfer, we're trying to get him more in the mix. He's got kind of a bummed ankle, which is kind of slowing his progress. And then just, on defense, shoring up some little things on the back end. We got some really good athletes in our secondary, still relatively young at safety, and we need to get those guys to just get a little more comfortable. Javier Thomas is an athlete. He made a great interception to kind of, end that game, and we're hoping to get him with a little bit more confidence because he's got just a ton of skill.
Well, Coach, congratulations again on the win, and looking forward to homecoming this Saturday.
Thanks. I am too, Rob. Thank you.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.